Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. We have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now, let's start. Thobal Multipurpose Project has been inaugurated in which Indian state? So, it has been inaugurated in Manipur. And recently, Union Home Minister inaugurated it. This is a multi-purpose project. Recently, Manipur was also in news because of ILP, that is Inner Line Permit. So like, in order to visit some other country, you need permission. Similarly, in order to visit these states, you need permission. And these ILP states are Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram. So, all these 4 states share border boundary with Myanmar. An archaeological site named Pompeii is located in which country? So, it is in Italy. And recently, this was discovered that there were food and drink shops in this site of Pompeii. It is a 2000 years old site. And this is in Italy. Which leading global car manufacturer is to start its sale operations in India in 2021 as per the Road Transport Ministry. So this is Tesla. Tesla is a company headed by Elon Musk and it will start its operations in India in 2021 as per the statement by Road Transport Minister. Who is Road Transport Minister? He is Nitin Gadkari. Which Indian public sector bank has launched a digital lending platform for retail loans? So this has been announced by BOB, that is Bank of Baroda. Name of the platform is DLP, that is Digital Lending Platform. It is for retail loans. Tulanga coal mine, which became commercially operational recently, is located in which Indian state? So it is located in Odisha. Now why it was in news recently? Because NTPC, that is National Thermal Power Corporation, has announced that it started the commercial operations in this mine. Actually, the initial operations was started in October 2020. Now, government allocated 10 blocks to NTPC in this coal mine. And out of these 10, 3 are in operation. Which Indian exchange has launched futures trading in natural rubber? So this has been launched by MCX, that is Multi-Commodity Exchange. And it is India's first listed exchange. And it has been launched for trading in natural rubber. So this trading facility for natural rubber will be available on weekdays and it will be from 9 AM to 5 PM. As per the recent RBI paper, maintaining what percentage of inflation is appropriate for India. So recently a research paper was released by RBI and it is authored by RBI Deputy Governor Michael Patra. And as per that document, maintaining 4% of inflation is appropriate for India. Now please note that right now MPC is responsible for maintaining inflation. What is MPC? It is Monetary Policy Committee. So this committee is headed by RBI Governor and it is a 6-member committee, out of which 3 are appointed by Government of India and 3 are from RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. What is the name of application of NHAI for FASTag users? So the name of application is My FASTag. It has been launched by NHAI, that is National Highway Authority of India. Thus NHAI is under Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. So recently it updated, that means this application My FASTag has been updated with new features. The US ESA Solar Orbiter recently completed its closest encounter with which planet? So it is Venus. Now first thing first. The Solar Orbiter is a joint collaboration of US and European Space Agency. Space Agency of US is NASA. ESA is European Space Agency. So, to study the Sun, they have launched Solar Orbiter probe. Recently it was in news because it has completed its first flyby of Venus. Now it is approaching Sun. Sitabani Wildlife Reserve is situated in which Indian state? So, it is in Uttarakhand. Recently, Tourism Ministry of Uttarakhand requested the Madhya Pradesh government to bring in white tiger. So, Uttarakhand is willing to bring this white tiger from Madhya Pradesh to this Sitabani Wildlife Reserve. So, right now, these white tiger cubs are present in Madhya Pradesh. And to be specific, these are present in Maharaja Martand Singh White Tiger Safari. Which country's new rules on drones permit them to fly over people and at night in the country? So recently, FAA, that is Federal Aviation Administration of USA, approved these new rules, and now it is permitted to fly the drones in night, and the small drones will be allowed to fly over people. Adopt a Heritage is a scheme implemented by the Ministry of Tourism in association with which union ministry? So it is a scheme, and for the scheme, Tourism Ministry has collaborated with Ministry of Culture. Idea is to protect our heritage sites, and for this project, the goal is to involve private players so that basic infrastructure can be developed at these heritage sites. And these private players are known as Monument Mitra. Which country released a bill that would increase the monitoring of civil society groups? So this has been done by Turkey, and it has approved a new law that would increase the monitoring of civil society groups. Recently, Turkey was also in news as USA imposed sanctions on Turkey for S-400 missile defense systems. So Turkey purchased these missile defense systems from Russia, and in a response to that, USA imposed sanctions on Turkey under CAATSA. CAATSA is Countering American Adversaries Through Sanctions Act. Which country generated over half of its power from wind due to Storm Bella? So this country is UK. Now UK was in news because of the Storm Bella, and it impacted the areas in France and in UK. So this was a high-speed storm. Now UK did one amazing thing. They created a record of generating over 50% of their electricity from wind. Now because of this contribution, it was the greenest year of UK. Why greenest? Greenest in the sense that the electricity was generated from renewable energy sources. Pierre Cardin, who passed away recently, was the famous designer of which country? So Pierre Cardin was the famous designer of France. Pierre Cardin passed away recently. Next question is, which organization released report on trends and progress of banking in our country? So this has been released by our central bank, that is Reserve Bank of India, and this is a statutory publication. Statutory publication means it is published as per the provisions of law. Kuttanad, where over more than 20,000 ducks died recently, is situated in which state of India? So it is situated in Kerala, and recently it was in news because more than 22,000 ducks died in this region of Kerala. Now as of now, the reason for death was not clear. Which committee recommended the NCMC, that is National Common Mobility Card? So this was recommended by Nandan Nilekani committee. Actually in 2019, RBI constituted a committee under Nandan Nilekani, and this committee recommended NCMC. So this is a common mobility card. What does that mean? Suppose you are traveling through auto, then after some time you took a bus, and then you took a train. Now with the help of common mobility card, you can pay in all these transport mechanisms. That means in auto also you can pay through this card, in bus also you can pay through this card, and in train also. So this will be like a single card which will be functional in all mediums of transport. Malayali tribe are the tribal people belonging to which state? So it is related to Tamil Nadu, and it is a tribal group in Eastern Ghat, and this tribe is found in the northern Tamil Nadu. Now why it was in news? Because recently giant rock bee honey from this tribe was added to Tribe India collection. Which country's space agency has recently approved 2 sun exploration heliophysics missions? So this has been approved by USA. Space agency of USA is NASA, that is National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and recently it approved 2 sun exploration missions. Which type of ethanol is made from sources like molasses, sugarcane, sugar beet, sorghum, and edible oil seeds? So it is first generation ethanol. See, when ethanol is made from edible sources, then it is first generation ethanol. When it is made from non-edible sources, then it is second generation ethanol. For example, agricultural residue or cooking oil, that means used cooking oil. Now when ethanol is made from industrial waste or from municipal waste, then it is going to be third generation ethanol. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology is set to assess the impact of which mobile application. So this mobile application is Umang. Actually, it is a application for all government services. So the full form of this Umang is Unified Mobile App for New Generation Governance. What does this mean? It means it is a platform or it is an application where all the government services are available. So this was launched in 2017. Leaf-nosed bat, which was in use, is typically found in which state? So it is usually found in Karnataka, and usually it is found in the caves of Kolar district in Karnataka. Now it is found in 2 caves, and out of these 2, this leaf-nosed bat became extinct in 1 cave. That's why it was in use. The European Union has signed an investment treaty with which Asian country recently? So this country is China. See, after the pandemic situation, the countries are trying to revive their economy, and for this, countries are trying to attract more and more investment. And on this ground, recently China signed a investment treaty with European Union. Recently, this accord was confirmed by the Chinese President Xi Jinping and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. NPS is managed by which organization? So NPS is National Pension System, and it is managed by PFRDA, that is Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. Now recently, why it was in news? Because now PFRDA announced that subscribers of this NPS can use online mode to exit from the system. What does that mean? Suppose you are a subscriber of this pension system. That means monthly you are contributing so that once you retire, you can get the pension. Duzko Valley, which recorded a massive wildfire, is located on which border? So it is located on the border of Manipur and Nagaland. So here is Arunachal Pradesh, then we have Nagaland, then we have Manipur and Mizoram. All these 4 states share border boundary with Myanmar, and all these 4 states are under ILP, that is Inner Line Permit. So this Duzko Valley is on the border of Nagaland and Manipur. Avian influenza or bird flu has been found in the crows in which Indian state? So recently Rajasthan was in news in this context because more than 50 crows had died because of avian influenza. And to be specific, this incident is of Jhalawad district of Rajasthan. And because of this, a curfew was imposed in the district, and the administration sanitized the entire area. CSIR NIIST, which has discovered an alternative technology for single-use plastic, is located in which state? So it is situated in Kerala. What is CSIR? It is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. What is NIIST? It is National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology. What is the name of online event launched by Agriculture Ministry to promote innovation in the agriculture? So the name of initiative is Agri-India Hackathon. Objective is Atmanirbhar Agriculture. So recently, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar inaugurated this Agri-India Hackathon in New Delhi. And the best innovations will be awarded in this hackathon. Idea is to bring new and new innovations in the agriculture sector. What is the expansion of IUC? That means what is the full form of IUC, which was in news recently? So it stands for Interconnect Usage Charges. So it is related to telecom sector. See, previously, if user of one telecom company, suppose name of telecom company is T1, is trying to communicate with the user of another telecom company, T2, then they will have to pay charges, and this charge is known as IUC. Before 31st of December, this charge was 6 paise per minute. Now, after 31st of December, that means from 1st of January 2021, this IUC charge is 0. China has completed a railway line linking the Tibetan cities of Lhasa and Nangchi near the border of which Indian state? So, near the border of Arunachal Pradesh, these 2 cities are there. One is Lhasa and second is Nangchi. These are Tibetan cities, and China has constructed a railway line linking these Tibetan cities. Now please note that the Sichuan-Tibet railway line was the second railway line in Tibet. Navriti, which was released by Prime Minister, is a certification course associated with which sector? So this Navriti is related to construction technology. Navriti stands for New affordable, validated research innovation technologies for Indian housing. Again, you need not to remember the full form, but you should have basic idea that it is related to which sector. Which state was awarded the first place for excellence in the implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana urban component? So PMAY stands for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and as per this scheme, Uttar Pradesh was the top performer. Uttar Pradesh was followed by Madhya Pradesh. So it was on second position. Uttar Pradesh was on first position. In northeast area and in hilly states, Tripura was on first position. Covishield is the first vaccine to get the emergency use approval from DGCI. Is manufactured by which company? So recently, DGCI, that is Drug Controller General of India, gave approval to two vaccines. One is this Covishield, another is Covaxin. A detailed video on this topic is already uploaded on Civils Academy. Actually, two videos are uploaded, one in Hindi and one in English. So for more details, please check that video. So this Covishield is made by SII, that is Serum Institute of India. And the name of vaccine of Bharat Biotech is Covaxin. So these two were given approval. For Covaxin, Bharat Biotech has collaborated with ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research. And for this Covishield, Serum Institute of India has collaborated with Oxford University and AstraZeneca. DGCI is under Health Ministry. India asked which country to assist its crew members of stranded cargo vessels MV Jaganand and MV Anantisha. So this country is China. Now what is this entire context? See, these two cargo vessels are stranded in Chinese waters and they are waiting for help. So there were certain media reports about this. Now NHRC, that is National Human Rights Commission of India, took the suo motu cognizance of it. Suo motu means on its own. So NHRC took cognizance of it and NHRC asked MEA, that is Ministry of External Affairs, to help these people who are stranded in these two cargo vessels in Chinese waters. So this is the entire issue. Which financial institution has launched Digital Payments Index? So this has been launched by Reserve Bank of India. So why it has been launched? It has been launched to track the digital transactions in our country. That means to understand the expansion of digital transactions in our country. And for this purpose, base year is March 2018. Which Union Ministry released PLFS, that is Periodic Labour Force Survey. So this has been released by MOSPI, that is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. And recently, quarterly PLFS was released. And as per this, unemployment rate in urban areas is increasing. Which Indian city is going to be the host of 51st edition of International Film Festival of India? So this is going to be in Goa and it is going to be 51st edition. Recently, Goa was also in news as Goa Liberation Day was celebrated on 19th of December. Which Central Asian country has recently abolished the death penalty? So it has been abolished by Kazakhstan. Recently, Kazakhstan signed the ratification of second optional protocol to the ICCPR. Now what is this ICCPR? It is International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. So recently, Kazakhstan ratified this second optional protocol of this ICCPR. So this ICCPR is a multilateral treaty adopted by UNGA. Canine Journal, which was recently released, is associated with which field? So actually this canine is related to canine and canine stands for dog. So recently Union Home Minister Amit Shah released the inaugural issue of National Police Canine Journal, and this journal is about the police dogs. That means the dogs which are used by the police service. Dipot Peak, which was seen in news recently, is the only Ramsar site of which state? So it is the only Ramsar site of Assam. Recently it was in news because the district administration has banned community fishing in this Dipot Peak. Lal Pahadi, where the first hilltop Buddhist monastery of Gangtok Valley has been found, is in which state? So it is in Bihar and it is in Lakhisarai district of Bihar. So why it is so special? Because it is the first hilltop Buddhist monastery of Gangtok Valley. Hilltop means on the top of hill, and this is a joint collaboration of Vishwa Bharati University and Bihar Heritage Development society. Now recently this Vishwa Bharati University was also in news because Prime Minister addressed the 100 years celebration of this university. This university was founded by Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore or Rabindranath Thakur. Actually there was a controversy about Tagore and Thakur, so please remember that both are same person. Sagarmala Development Company, which was in news recently, will function under which union ministry? So, if you are a regular follower, the Sagarmala initiative is related to Shipping Ministry and it is a scheme for the port-led development. On the other hand, we have a Bharatmala scheme. So, this scheme is for road infrastructure. Sagarmala initiative is related to Ministry of Shipping. Now, the Ministry of Shipping has been renamed as Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Which country has passed Malala Yousafzai Scholarship Bill recently? So this was passed by USA, that is United States America, that is United States of America. Now why it was passed? Because now this bill made it mandatory for USAID to award 50% of the scholarship to the Pakistani women under a higher education scholarship program, and the scholarship will be given from 2020 to 2022. Which Indian city has the maximum CCTV coverage according to a recent report published in South Asia Journal? So this city is Chennai. As per this report, China and India have the highest CCTV densities. That means these two countries have highest number of CCTV installed, CCTV surveillance cameras installed in the urban areas, and in India, Chennai is on top position in terms of installation of CCTV surveillance cameras. What is the cap imposed on trans fatty acids in oil and fats for 2021? Cap means upper limit. So the upper limit for trans fatty acids in oil and fats is 3%, and this has been set up by FSSAI, that is Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. Now for this year the upper limit is 3%. Next year, that means for 2022, it is 2%. Prayas is the new initiative of which public sector undertaking? So it is new initiative of IOCL, that is Indian Oil Corporation Limited. So what is the objective of this Prayas initiative? Under this initiative, the employees of IOCL in Delhi office are going to visit the night shelters to provide blankets and other essential items. Japanese researchers have proposed to use which material to eliminate space junk? So first thing first, what is this space junk? See, whenever satellite is launched, so once its life is over, that means once it is non-functional, then it will be junk in the space. So it will be non-useful in space. Now to eliminate such space junk, Japanese researchers are exploring the possibilities of using wooden components, and in this context, Sumitomo Forestry has partnered with Kyoto University. So the Sumitomo Forestry is a wood company in Japan. Now this Kyoto is a place in Japan. Which country has announced its plan to enrich uranium to 20%? So this country is Iran. Now in this context there was important agreement. It is JCPOA, that is Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Informally it is known as Iran Nuclear Deal. So this Iran Nuclear Deal was signed to prevent Iran from making nuclear weapons. So this deal was signed, and under this deal, IAEA will monitor the sites of Iran to check whether Iran is making nuclear weapons or not. Britain has recently ended taxation on which product? So this product is sanitary products, and it has eliminated taxation on the women's sanitary products. These taxes were called tampon tax. Now Britain has decided to eliminate these taxes. Actually, these were announced earlier, but now Britain has officially left European Union. Therefore, it has decided to implement this decision. Freight Business Development Portal, which was in news, was launched by which union ministry? Freight stands for goods. So, this has been launched by Ministry of Railways. Present Railway Ministry is Piyush Goyal. So, the objective of this portal is to reduce the cost for logistic providers. That means to reduce the cost of transportation of freight. Now, for the transportation, we have dedicated freight corridor. Recently, these dedicated freight corridors were in news. As of now, we have two dedicated freight corridor, Eastern DFC and Western DFC. What is the name of webinar series launched by the Commerce Ministry along with NPC and QCI. So the name of series is Udyog Manthan. This has been launched by Commerce Ministry in association with NPC, that is National Productivity Council, and QCI, that is Quality Council of India. So the objective of this series is to promote the quality and productivity in the Indian industries. So that is why it has been launched. Three key components are Commerce Ministry, National Productivity Council, and Quality Council of India. Omkareshwar Dam is located in which state of India? So it is located in Madhya Pradesh. Actually, this is on Narmada River, and the world's largest floating solar energy project will be constructed over this dam. So this is going to be the world's largest floating solar energy project. What is Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya, which was in news recently? So it is a certified reference material, and recently CSIR NPL, that is National Physical Laboratory, has adopted this international practice for the production of CRM, that is Certified Reference Material, and CRM is branded as Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya. Two important points. What is CSIR? It is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. What is NPL? It is National Physical Laboratory. Kottayam, where H5N8 avian influenza has been confirmed, is located in which state of India? So it is situated in Kerala. So recently Kottayam, which is in Kerala, was in news because of H5N8 avian influenza, and as per media reports, this has killed approximately 1700 ducks. Avian stands for bird. Due to sudden surge in the price of local rice, which country has started to import rice from India after a decade? So this country is Vietnam. So because of increase in the price of rice in domestic market of Vietnam started importing rice from India. Why so? Because in domestic market of Vietnam, price is higher, and if they import from India, it is lower price. That's why they started importing it. Which organization has recommended for action against incorrect data reporting related to manual scavengers? So this is NHRC, that is National Human Rights Commission. So NHRC has recommended a strict action against those government officials who reported incorrect data on the number of manual scavengers. Actually, certain states reported that there are 0 manual scavengers in their state. Obviously, it is not realistic, and therefore it shows that the proper data was not reported in the reports, and that is why NHRC has recommended strict action against those government officials for incorrect data reporting. India's 40th scientific expedition to which destination is being fueled by Indian oil? So it is India's 40th expedition to Antarctica. Recently, researchers of NCPOR, that is National Center for Polar and Ocean Research, was sent on an expedition to Antarctica, and it is India's 40th scientific expedition, and the fuel is being provided by Indian oil. The employees of which MNC has recently formed a union in United States? So recently the employees of Google formed a union in United States. The parent company of Google is Alphabet. So recently Alphabet Workers Union was formed. Now the headquarters of Google is in Silicon Valley, and Silicon Valley is in California in USA. The first Khelo India Sports School of Northeast India is situated in which city? So it is situated in Shillong, and it is Assam Rifles Public School. Recently Kiran Rijiju inaugurated this school in Shillong, and it is first Khelo India Sports School of Northeast. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover important news events. First is India's first pollinator park. So this is going to be set up in Uttarakhand, and to be specific, it is in Haldwani. Next is India's first remote monitoring system of gas turbines. So recently Indian Oil launched India's first remote monitoring system of gas turbines, and this has been launched at the refineries of Indian Oil in Hyderabad. Next is India's first social impact bond. So recently PCMC, that is Pimpri Chindwad Municipal Corporation, has signed Memorandum of Understanding with UNDP for India's first social impact bond. This PCMC is a municipal corporation in Maharashtra. Next is Vistadome coach. So recently, Indian Railways successfully completed the trial of these new Vistadome tourist coach. And these tourist coach were manufactured by Integral Coach Factory in Chennai. Next is Gavi, that is Global Vaccine Alliance. So recently Gavi was in news as Dr. Harshvardhan was nominated to the board of Gavi. Gavi was also in news because of COVAX Alliance. So in this COVAX Alliance, three major partners are Gavi, CEPI and WHO. Recently, Dr. Harshvardhan also became the chairperson of executive board of WHO. Next is quantum random number generator. So recently, DRDO developed this facility. DRDO was also in news as recently it established a quantum communication between two of its labs. Next is Shantanu Chaudhary Committee. So recently this committee was in news. It has been constituted by DST, that is Department of Science and Technology. It has been constituted for the conservation of Indian heritage using technology. This Department of Science and Technology is under Ministry of Science and Technology, and under this ministry there are two departments. One is this DST, another is DBT, that is Department of Biotechnology. Next is India's first ethanol plant. So India's first ethanol plant under PPP model is to be set up in Chhattisgarh. What is PPP? It is public-private partnership. So this is India's first ethanol plant under PPP model. Next is Eminent Engineer Award. So every year on 15th of September, Engineers Day is celebrated. It is celebrated to commemorate the birth anniversary of Sir M. Vishweshwaraya. Now, why it was in news recently? Because V.K. Yadav, the chairperson and CEO of Railway Board, was selected for Eminent Engineer Award for 2020. And this award is given by IET, that is Institution of Engineering and Technology. Next is highest meteorological center. So recently Dr. Harshvardhan inaugurated India's highest meteorological center, and this is in Leh in Ladakh. This is second such center in Himalayas. If the question is about India's first such center in Himalayas, then answer is going to be Itanagar in Arunachal Pradesh. However, if the question is about highest meteorological center of India, then the answer is going to be Leh. So these two centers are in Himalayas. One is in Arunachal Pradesh in Itanagar. Second one is in Leh in Ladakh. Seventh schedule. So recently CII, that is Confederation of Indian Industry, recommended that tourism should be included in the concurrent list. What does that mean? See, as per the 7th schedule, there are three lists: union list, state list and concurrent list. In union list, whatever items are mentioned, union government, that means central government, can make laws on this. In state list, whatever items are mentioned, state government is allowed to make law on these items. And in concurrent list, both union government and state government are allowed to make law. Next is Akash Missile. So recently Akash Missile was in news as the union government approved the export of this Akash missile to the friendly countries. So now we will export these missiles to our friendly countries. Now this is a surface to air missile. That means this missile will be launched from surface and it is going to hit the target in the air. And it has a range of 25 kilometers. As of now, it is inducted in IAF, that is Indian Air Force, and in Indian Army. And it has been developed by DRDO. Next is Indian SARS-CoV-2 Genomic Consortia Group. So, in simplest term, this group has been set up by the government. Why? So that it can track this coronavirus, that is SARS coronavirus, and it can monitor the genomic variations in this virus. So if there is a new mutant, what is the meaning of this term mutant? It means a modified form of this virus. So it is going to trace the modified form and the mutant variations of this coronavirus. Now this initiative will be coordinated by DBT, that is Department of Biotechnology, and ICMR in association with CSIR. DBT is Department of Biotechnology, ICMR is Indian Council of Medical Research, and CSIR is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. Now, the information related to this virus will be stored in a database, and it is NCDC, that is National Center for Disease Control. So this will be the database. Next is Pong Dam Lake. So this lake is in Himachal Pradesh. Why it was in news? Because recently more than 750 migratory birds were found dead. Now again, this number is not important for you from exam perspective, but this location is important. So this lake is in Himachal Pradesh and it is Ramsar site. Ramsar Convention is related to wetland conservation, and the most recent entry in this list of Ramsar sites from India is Sokar Lake. It is in Ladakh, and now we have 42 sites. Ramsar is the name of place in Iran. Next is BPRND, that is Bureau of Police Research and Development. So recently it released the data on police organizations. Now this BPRND is under MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs. Headquarters is in New Delhi. Next is Dibru-Sakhova National Park. So this national park is in Assam, and this is situated on the south bank of river Brahmaputra. Now why it was in news recently? Because the Chief Minister of Assam has declared that the forest dwellers will be rehabilitated before 31st of January 2021. What does that mean? See, in this national park, there were a lot of forest communities which used to live in this area. Now, because of the protection, these communities were displaced. So now, Assam government is going to rehabilitate them. Rehabilitation means these communities will be given proper facilities at some other place. Next is Tansen Samman. So, recently, Pandit Satish Vyas was selected for Tansen Samman at World Music Festival. Next is Indra Joseph Venure. So, she was radio broadcaster. She passed away recently, and she was the first English news announcer of Travancore Radio. Next is CCEA, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So recently this committee approved 3 major infrastructure projects. These are Krishnapatnam Industrial Area. So this project is in Andhra Pradesh. Second is Tumkur Industrial Area. It is in Karnataka. And third project is in Uttar Pradesh. And this project is Multimodal Transport Hub. So this will be in Greater Noida in Uttar Pradesh. Recently, these 3 projects were approved by the CCEA, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. Next is Green Wave. So recently, Argentina was in news as it approved or it legalized abortion after the Green Wave protest. So this Green Wave is a movement in Argentina which demanded the rights for the women. Next is Sea of Galilee. So it is in Israel. Why it was in news recently? Because the sea was swelled up. Actually, it was drying, but because of the recent rains, it is recovering, and that is why it was in news. The major source of water in the Sea of Galilee is Jordan River. It is also known as Lake Tiberias or Kinneret. Next is HUL, that is Hindustan Unilever Limited. So recently, in a first for India, Hindustan Unilever has formulated a policy to protect its staff from domestic abuse. That means now, as a part of this policy, it is the responsibility of employer to protect the employee beyond the office. That means to protect the employee in his or her personal life as well. So this is the part of new policy announced by Hindustan Unilever Limited. And last news is related to Mother Teresa Memorial Awards. So these awards were announced recently, and the theme of this year's Mother Teresa Memorial Awards was celebrating compassion in times of COVID. Suneet Sharma. So Mr. Sharma recently became the new chairperson and CEO of Railway Board. So he is the new chairperson and CEO of Railway Board. Next is Santanu Mohapatra. So he was Odia musician and he passed away recently. Next is Jean Sanchin. So recently he became the richest person of Asia. Previously the richest person was Mr. Mukesh Ambani, but now he has overtaken him and he is from China. Next is International Organization of Securities Commissions. So the headquarters of this organization is in Madrid. Madrid is in Spain. Why this organization was in news recently? Because IFSCA, that is International Financial Services Center Authority. So recently IFSCA became associate member of this International Organization of Securities Commission. Next is Making of a Hindu Patriot. So recently this book was in news, and this book has been authored by Dr. J.K. Bajaj and by M.D. Srinivas. And this book was launched by RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat. Next is Republic Day Parade 2021. So the chief guest is going to be Boris Johnson, and the tableau of Chhattisgarh has been selected for 2021 Republic Day Parade. Next is Soma Mondal. So recently she became the new chairperson of SAIL, that is Steel Authority of India Limited. And she is the first ever woman to be on this position. And she replaced Anil Kumar Chaudhary. Next is Digital Payments Index. So RBI is going to launch this index and it will have 5 components. Base year is 2018. So this will monitor or this will measure the digitization of payments in our country. Next is DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organization. So recently it was in news because on 1st of January it celebrated its 63rd Foundation Day. DRDO is under MOD, that is Ministry of Defense. Next is For We Are Young and Free to For We Are One and Free. So actually this is a part of national anthem of Australia. And recently Australia changed a line in its national anthem to recognize and to honor the indigenous people of Australia. Next is Bhutta Singh. So recently, senior Congress leader Bhutta Singh passed away. He was the former Home Minister of India and he was Home Minister during Rajiv Gandhi government. He had also served as the National President of Scheduled Caste Commission. Next is Bajaj Auto. So recently, Bajaj Auto became the first two-wheeler company to cross the market capitalization of 1 lakh crore. Which is the first company to cross the market capitalization of 10 lakh crore? It is Reliance. Second is TCS. And Bajaj Auto is the first two-wheeler company to cross the market capitalization of 1 lakh crore. Next is Umesh Sinha. So, Mr. Sinha has been named as the Deputy Election Commissioner in Election Commission of India. Who is the Election Commissioner? Sunil Arora is the Election Commissioner. Apart from him, recently, ISRO Chairperson Dr. K. Sivan was also in news as he has been given extension of 1 year. That means now he is going to remain the chairperson of ISRO till 2022. DigiNest. This is a new digital platform which is launched by Punjab government. So this will enable the people of Punjab to have access to the digital directory of state. So it will have the contact details of different officials in the Punjab government, and with the help of this directory you can directly call them or you can directly email them. Next is GIAHS. So it stands for Globally Important Agricultural Heritage System. So this is related to FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization. This FAO is related to United Nations. Headquarters is in Rome. Now recently FAO named 4 Asian sites, Asian tea cultivation sites as GIAHS. So out of these 4 sites, 2 are from China, 1 is from Japan and 4th one is from South Korea. Now as the name suggests, these are important agricultural heritage systems. Next is Laser Dazzler. So Laser Dazzler is like a high intensity laser beam. It is a non-lethal weapon. Usually it is used for giving warning or to stop the suspicious vehicles. So it is like a high intensity laser light. Usually it is installed on the top of vehicle so that we can stop. We means the security forces can stop any suspicious vehicle. Now, why it was in news? Because for the first time, this has been designed and developed indigenously for the armed forces. And in this context, recently BEL, that is Bharat Electronics Limited, signed agreement with Indian Navy. These are developed by DRDO and BEL is going to manufacture them at its Pune plant, and then these will be used by Indian Navy. Next is ekhadiindia.com. So it is a new initiative by KVIC, that is Khadi and Village Industries Commission. It is a statutory organization and it is under MSME Ministry. And recently KVIC launched this ekhadiindia.com to promote the Khadi in our country. Next is Maitri Setu. So it is a bridge and it is over Feni River, and that's why it is also known as Feni Bridge. So this bridge will connect Tripura of India with Bangladesh, and therefore it will provide access to the Chittagong port. Recently it was in news because now it will be opened in few months. The construction work for this bridge was started in 2017. However, it got delayed because of this pandemic situation. This bridge is over Feni River. Next is National Metrology Conclave. So recently Prime Minister addressed this conclave, and the theme of this conclave was Metrology for Inclusive Growth of Nation. And on this occasion, Prime Minister also dedicated Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya, and Prime Minister also dedicated National Atomic Time Scale. Now please note that this National Metrological Conclave was organized by CSIR NPL. CSIR stands for Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. NPL stands for National Physical Laboratory. And this year is the 75th anniversary of this organization. Next is World Braille Day. So 4th of January is observed as World Braille Day. Next is Leon Mendonca. So recently, Leon Mendonca from Goa became the 67th chess grandmaster from India. Who was 66th? So Chennai player G. Akash was the 66th chess grandmaster from India. Next is Asia Protected Areas Partnership. So this partnership is for conservation of environment and it is supported by IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature. And recently it was in news, that means this partnership was in news as India has been selected as co-chair of this Asia Protected Areas Partnership. And India has been selected as co-chair for 3 years. And India replaced South Korea as co-chair. And last is Vahan Masterclass. So this is a book which has been launched by Italian writer Alfredo Covelli. Nancy Pelosi. So recently Nancy Pelosi was in news as Nancy Pelosi got re-elected as the US House Speaker. Next is All India Chess Federation. So recently Sanjay Kapoor got elected as the president of this chess federation. Next is All India Gem and Jewelry Domestic Council. So recently Ashish Pithe became the chairperson of this council and Sayam Mehra became the vice chairperson of this council. Next is AN, that is Action Agenda for Atmanirbhar Bharat. So recently Dr. Harshvardhan released this AN, that is Action Agenda for Atmanirbhar Bharat. And this AN has been prepared by TIFAC, that is Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council. So the objective of this action agenda is to focus on those areas which can help us to revive our economy and which can help us to be self-reliant. Next is RP Tiwari Committee. So recently UGC, that is University Grants Commission, constituted this committee. This is a 7-member committee which will be headed by RP Tiwari. And this committee is going to find out that whether it is possible to hold CET, that is Common Entrance Test, at UG level, that is at undergraduate level. So this committee is going to find out whether it is possible to organize these common entrance tests at undergraduate level. So this will act as a single platform for the admissions. Next is Hubli Railway Station. So this is in Karnataka and it will have the world's longest railway platform. Next is Pankaj Mittal. So recently he was sworn in as the Chief Justice of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh High Court. Next is Satyamev Jayate campaign. So recently this campaign was in news as it is a campaign to counter the fake news and it is a campaign launched by Kerala government. Actually it is an old campaign but now it was in news and it is a digital media literacy program. That means the objective is to spread digital literacy so that people can understand what is fake news and what is a genuine information. Next is Central Vista project. So recently this project was in news as Supreme Court upheld this Central Vista project. What is Central Vista project? Under this project, new parliament building will be constructed, a central secretariat and Rajpath, that means new Rajpath infrastructure will be created. So this matter was in Supreme Court and on 5th of January, Supreme Court approved this project with a verdict of 2-1. That means 2 judges gave judgment in favor, 1 against it. Next is lithium reserves. So these lithium reserves are used in rechargeable batteries. As of now, India is dependent on China for these lithium cells. Now, to reduce dependency and to focus on diversification, recently India has signed agreement with Argentina as Argentina has the 3rd largest reserves of this lithium. Apart from Argentina, we are also focusing on such agreement with Bolivia and Chile. So all these countries are South American countries. Next is Indian pangolin. So recently Odisha government started digital campaigns for the better implementation of laws to prevent the poaching of this Indian pangolin. Pangolin is a name of animal and Indian pangolin are endangered. Next is Colonel Narendra Bull Kumar. So he was a mountaineer. He played a key role in Operation Meghdoot and he was the first Indian to climb Mount Nanda Devi. Recently he passed away. That's why he was in news. And with the help of this Operation Meghdoot, India captured Siachen Glacier. It is world's highest battleground. Next is Mathiketan Shola National Park. So this is a national park in Kerala. Why it was in news? Because recently central government notified 1 kilometer boundary of this national park as eco-sensitive zone. So in simplest terms, suppose this is the national park. So 1 kilometer boundary is eco-sensitive zone. That means a lot of activities will be restricted in this area to preserve it for its conservation. Next is another round. So this is the name of movie, and this will be the first movie or opening movie of this 51st International Film Festival of India. This is going to be in Goa, and Pablo Casar or Pablo Cesar, whatever you call it, is going to be the head of jury of this International Film Festival. He is a filmmaker from Argentina. Next is traditional tribal products of Northeast. So in order to promote the tribal products of Northeast states of India, TriFed, Donor and India Post collaborated. So TriFed is Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India. It is under MOTA, that is Ministry of Tribal Affairs. What is Donor? It is Development of Northeast Region. So it is a specific part of government to focus on the development of Northeast region. And these three entities collaborated for promotion of tribal products of Northeast India. Next is disease X. X means unexpected. That is unknown virus. So recently this term disease X was in news. It means a virus which is unknown can spread as fast as coronavirus. So recently WHO issued a statement that this disease X is still hypothetical. Next is e-office. So this is the name of new e-governance portal launched by IAF, that is Indian Air Force. Next is Tamil Academy. So Delhi government decided to set up Tamil Academy. Lieutenant General Shantanu Dayal. So recently he was in news as he became the new Deputy Chief of Army Staff. Next is Tata Power and SIDBI. So recently SIDBI collaborated with Tata Power to provide affordable financing support for MSME sector. Next is SAILS, that is South Asia Group for Energy. So recently Government of India constituted this high-level group SAILS, that is South Asia Group for Energy, and it will be headed by Ram Vinay. Now please note that this group has been constituted under MEA, that is Ministry of External Affairs based think tank, and the name of this think tank is RIS, that is Research and Information System for Developing Countries. So fourth thing about this news is that first the name of group is SAILS, that is South Asia Group for Energy, and Ram Vinay is going to be the head of this group. This has been set up under the think tank of Ministry of External Affairs. The name of think tank is Research and Information System for Developing Countries. Next is Launchpad Scheme. So it is a scheme to make youth self-reliant, and this has been launched by Madhya Pradesh government. Next is Toyathon. So this has been launched by Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank in association with Smriti Irani. The objective of this initiative is to make India a global toy manufacturing hub. Next is Journalist Day. So every year on 6th of January, Maharashtra government celebrate Journalist Day. Why 6th of January? Because it is the birth anniversary of Bal Sastri Jambekar, and Bal Sastri Jambekar is considered as the father of Marathi journalism. And 6th of January is important because it is the birth anniversary of Bal Sastri Jambekar. Now one more thing, 6th of January is also important because the first newspaper in Marathi was published on 6th of January, and the name of this newspaper was Darpan. It was published on 6th of January in 1832. Next is Climate of India during 2020. So recently this report was published by Climate Research and Services. This is a institute of IMD. What is IMD? It is India Meteorological Department. It is under Ministry of Earth Sciences. Present Director General of IMD is Dr. Mrityunjay Mohapatra. So as for this report, 2020 was the 8th warmest year since 1901. Next is Hyderabad-Dubai Vaccine Corridor. So GMR Group has signed agreement with Dubai airports to make a vaccine corridor. What does that mean? That means to build a vaccine air freight corridor, and the name of this corridor is Hyderabad, and the name of this corridor is HYDXB VaxCor. That means to provide the facilities for the transportation of vaccine. So these were the most important news events. Thank you, and that's all for the day.